wondering if you had any stories of being a father you could share with us.
That's a great story. That's a great question. Good story. First off, thank you. What's a good story? No, it's not. It was a Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, that's an interesting. So, some of you have probably heard the story, but I'll retell it because it's kind of, for those who have kids, there's nothing like it. There's no love that compares to how you feel. And I was with my older son Tom, and we were at a playground. It was in Vancouver. I think I had a late call, and so we went for a walk. It's like a year or two ago. And Tom had this Tyrannosaurus that I probably should have bought him when he was 7 or 8, because it was like hard plastic and had a little tail, like the horse tail. Came up to a point, and I would give him this Tyrannosaurus, and he would throw it down the slide, and I'd be like, Thomas, what are you doing? And I'd get it, I'd give it to him, he'd throw it down the slide, and it was killing him. He thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And it was the most amazing father-son time, just playing, and he thinks he's playing a little trick on daddy, and I'm going, quit doing that, and I give it back to him. And then for some reason, after probably 6 or 7 times of doing this, I decided that instead of walking the Tyrannosaurus back up to him at the top of the slide and handing it to him, that I was going to slide it up the slide. I still actually get really emotional thinking about it. So I slide it up, and like one of those and then as soon as I did it, he kind of like crouched down, bounced the T-Rex, which was not meant to slide up a slide, believe it or not, bounced off the slide and hit him somewhere in the face. And he immediately covered his eyes. My knees went out. Like, I buckled, and Jen had to run up. Like, I was like, I just threw a Tyrannosaurus in my son's eye. I gathered my wits about me, went up, and there was a dot right here where the tail of the Tyrannosaurus had actually hit him and cut him. He was fine. But that moment of like, oh my God, oh my God. And I told a buddy of mine who's a dad, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna have about a dozen of those. Like a dozen times. Where, yeah, at least, I guess, especially with boys, where you just go like, oh God, I'm learning on the job, is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying. There's no lack of love, but I'm trying my damnedest.
I'll give you a small one. This is new. So JJ's a toddler, and we're now starting to implement the timeout rule.
On Jensen, not on JJ.
For me. And the other day, she was doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing, and I go, JJ, is that me? And she's like, and she turns and looks at me, and she's like that total guilty look, and I'm like, do you need to go to timeout? And she goes, okay. And walks over and just hangs out. I'm like, I wasn't gonna send you, but it's like she enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, joke's on me. Okay. I see how this is gonna go. 1 point for you. Dad 0. So that's what I have to look forward to now.
Jen will leave me with the kids every now and again, which she's starting to do less and less of when she finds out what I do with the kids. So she'll call, like she was at a bachelorette party or a baby shower or something, and she was gone for a couple nights. And so she'd call, it'd be like 9:30 a.m. She's like, so how was breakfast? I was like, oh, it was great. She's like, you haven't had breakfast yet, have you? It's like, no. It's like, what are the kids doing? Right here in bed with me watching the iPad. She's like, get up, make them breakfast, get them out of the house. So,
okay, boys, who wants ice cream breakfast?
So, and my 3.5-year-old tells on himself. He'll be like, yeah. He'll be like, Tom, did you hit your brother? He'd be like, I did. Why'd you hit your brother? He goes, in the head. So he certainly tells on Daddy as well. So Jen gets back, and he's like, yeah, we have pancakes, we have ice cream, we have candy, and I was like, I don't know, kids. And she was, I had to take her for a walk or something. She was like, just make sure you put shoes on their feet. Yeah, I got it.
Simple request.
What's it?
That's a simple
A
request.
simple request. So I didn't. Thinking, oh, we'll be gone for an hour. We were only gone for an hour, but the pictures that were taken and posted online last forever and show my kids without shoes. She was like, I told you to put shoes on them. Anyways, learning on the job. Thank you.
Hi there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it.